Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of Guardian Talks. So it's been just over a week. I believe it was October 1st. I put out episode 10, The Prophecy of Red October. And the reason I've waited a week instead of 2 or 3 days to put out this video is, well, mostly because I have been observing what has been going on. Obviously there's things I'm doing in my day-to-day that I'm attempting to get done in my day-to-day life as well on top of that, and but mostly just observing what's been going on throughout the world and sort of hoping my prophecy would be a non-starter really, but alas, it's actually looking very, very likely that the prophecy is going to be far more accurate than I or anybody else would have liked, really, to be honest. Of course, I mean, there's so many things that have been going on. One of the ones that I really want to sort of talk about right now is the Hurricane Helene disaster, which is probably one of the largest natural disasters that's happened in American history. Although that being said, as I speak, I believe Hurricane Milton is making landfall in Florida, and there are some people saying that that's ramped up to a Category 6, but it's almost certainly a minimum of a Category 4. And what can we say about this, really? You know, there's so many things that can be said about this. First of all, let's address the actual nature of these hurricanes themselves. Quite clearly there is manipulation that has gone on. So much information now is coming out about weather manipulation, weather weapons, and the way in which it seems and appears to have been clearly used in that region. Also, though, parallel to that, there are metaphysical and higher energetic things that are going on, running parallel to this. So in effect, you have this kind of effect of there are things that are necessarily needing to be done, which are overlapping with these nefarious manipulations of the weather. And I imagine on a metaphysical, spiritual level, there is, there's a clash going on. One thing I will say about that, though, is that ultimately their weather weapons will not work. The truth of it is coming out fast and thick. People are switching on to it. So that's going to be addressed. It is being addressed. So in the aftermath of Helene, what we are now seeing very clearly, and what is being now reported on an hourly basis. I have several sources, places I go to for information to follow along with these videos and to see what information is being put out there from people on the ground. And it is very clear that not only is the current standing government in America, though the parasites who like to call themselves elites, not only are they showing themselves to be, well, the idea that they are incompetent is gone. There is no I believe anybody who was sort of nurturing the idea that the lack of relief, the lack of action that has been taken versus what could have been taken if all hands were put onto deck and the full administrative force of what was available was put into play. It's gone beyond incompetency now, and it's revealing itself to be adversarial and nefarious. That in fact there is an intent for a high death toll, and there is an intent, an attack on the people via neglect, but now it's becoming overt attacks. There are helicopters, Black Hawk unmarked helicopters, who are descending down onto the supply dumps, the supply spots, where thousands of Americans have gone to help and have donated and have delivered supplies, and they have placed them in these spots to be distributed. And these Black Hawk helicopters are literally lowering themselves down to a point where the backdraft from there is scattering things everywhere, and in fact has even hospitalized some people now. And then they fly off. So not only there's been roadblocks stopping supplies have been confiscated. Now, this is in essence, certainly, if I was an American right now in that region, I would be seeing the actions, the lack of action, and then the subsequent actions of things like the helicopters, things like the confiscations of supplies, as an all-out declaration of war. I would see it as that. And I don't blame anybody for seeing it that way. There is now talk, it was just rumours 2 or 3 days ago, but now it's becoming more and more known that there are militias forming. And these militias aren't just people, they are being head up and organised by local sheriffs, local police, police and sheriffs who are part of the communities, who were part of the communities. You know, these are towns and places in America where they still had actually this this system of local policing, and where everybody know the police. They went to school with the policemen, and you know, it still had that sort of traditional form of self regulation, self-governance. And they are fuming. They are fuming, these sheriffs and local police. And they are assisting the formation of militias, and they are assisting in the removal of FEMA and other federal agents and actors from the region, so that they can get on themselves with helping their fellow man and woman. Now, as we all know, should GPMS be voted on and enacted by the majority, then and inception take place, things like disaster relief aid would be immediate. It would be as fast as it could be done, and it wouldn't just be what anybody could spare. It would be the full resources available to successfully and adequately and effectively bring relief and end suffering. In this context, and then in the greater context of the general day-to-day lives of every human being on the planet, every man, woman, and child, under simplified divine natural law. Now, I am not pro-militia. I'm not promoting militias. But in the same breath, I am not condemning them either. I will not condemn them, because it is right to defend oneself. It's right to defend one's own right to help and assist people in need. And if someone or some group is attempting to stop you from doing that, engaging in relief, engaging in assistance and help for people who are in dire need, I would class that as just as much on the same level as a direct attack on your person and on your and as a direct threat on your own life and your own safety and your own comfort. If somebody is preventing you from delivering that to another, you have the absolute divine and righteous right to, with the minimum amount of required force, to prevent them from preventing you from assisting and doing the right thing, the correct thing, the humane thing, the divine thing, the Christ-like thing. Don't ever forget, Christ took off his belt and he literally whipped the merchants and the moneylenders out of the temple. He didn't just turn the tables and he didn't just shout at them. He literally whipped them out. Don't ever forget that. Being Christ-like does not mean being passive as a lamb moving to slaughter. No. But it does mean being honorable. It does mean being virtuous. It does mean maintaining your integrity by doing only the minimum amount that is required to allow you to be free to do what you believe to be the right and righteous and divine thing to do. My heart, my thoughts, my prayers, such as I have, go out to these people and to the people who are enduring a lot to assist those other people in need. But equally it goes, my heart, my thoughts and my prayers go out to all of humanity in the world, whether it's in America with the victims of Helene, whether it's in the Middle East with the ever-increasing conflict occurring there, whether it's in Eastern Europe with the Russo-Ukrainian war, if it's in Africa and Southeast Asia with the starving children who are having to work barefoot on tourist streets just to make enough to eat. Regardless, the list goes on and on and on. That which humanity is suffering and enduring is quite broad. And to single out one thing over another is morally commendable, but it's not morally obligatory. What is morally obligatory is the divine vehicle, is deciding to unite and stand together, to acknowledge and to accept and then to enact that which will bring benefit to all at the sufferance of none, to move away from the opposite of that which we are currently experiencing, which is the benefit of a small few at the sufferance of an ever-increasing many. We wish to flip that coin. And it can be flipped. And all it requires is the choice. And that choice is made clear in black and white digital form by registering and consenting your vote in the worldwide referendum at gpms.world. It's simple. I know for a lot of people it's not easy, either practically because they don't have access to the internet, they don't even know where it's there, or intellectually because they haven't got the capacity yet to even conceive of the fact that something so simple could actually work, and so they question it to the nth degree in detail, like they've never questioned the oppressive system that they currently live under. Oh, the irony. I have to admit, if it was within my means to do so right now, there is a part of me that would be extremely tempted to get on the first flight I could to that part of America, to put in my to play my bit, to lend my assistance for as long as it was required. I have experience, mountaineering experience, I have military experience, I have experience in quite a few fields that they are asking for in terms of volunteers. So if it was within my capability and means right now, there's a good chance I would go over there. But I would be spreading GPMS. I'd be doing everything they would ask me to do. But on top of that, I'd be saying, by the way, did you know that there is a worldwide referendum going on right now? And that the problems and the issues that you're facing in the US are not just yours alone. They are a worldwide problem. They are worldwide issues that everybody is facing in different forms, but it's the same function playing out. And yes, you might believe that if you vote Trump in this upcoming election, that you could turn things around for America. But what about the world? What good would it be to turn around America if nowhere else turns around? Because you could only turn around America so far before the rest of the world, who's undergoing the same issues you are, and just in slightly different forms, but the same function, will come back a knocking. This has to be a united worldwide movement, step forward into into shared agreement that we must do and organize and administrate everything for the benefit of all equally, with the resources of the earth as the equal inheritance of all upon the earth. All it requires is intelligent administration. Intelligent, compassionate, wise, loving administration. That's it. But it has to be agreed upon first. And this is how you make the agreement. So, yes, we continue the mission. I continue the mission. I'm doing what I can, as and when I can. And I will continue to create this content and do Guardian talks, talking about the issues of the day. I am looking to start doing maybe some live casts at some point in the near future. I have to see about how to set that up and sort of what format to do that in, and yeah, I'm working on it. So watch this space, keep an eye out for that. It's coming potentially down the line. And as ever, if you wish to support me in my mission, there is a Buy Me a Coffee down there. There's a PayPal account, I think, that you can do too. And as I said in a previous video, if there's another alternative way in which you wish to donate, let me know, and I'll work it out. I'll figure it out. But also in the same breath, if I would be just as happy if you found a way to donate whatever to the disaster relief that's going on currently in America for Helene. Don't be very careful. If you're going to do that, be very careful about who it is you donate to. I believe Samaritan Purse is one that's being very good about this and taking none of the money for themselves. Other than that, I would just call them and find out. Call those regions that still have communications and find out from the people on the ground. Reach out to them and say, look, I want to donate, but I want to make sure it's definitely not confiscated by FEMA. I want to make sure it definitely gets to who it's supposed to get to. So please, yeah, by all means, donate to me to allow me to continue doing the mission I'm doing, if you so choose. But also, in the same breath, I would be equally pleased if you gave it to them. If you gave it to them, I am not in that level of dire straits, you know. So they are, you know, right now. There is struggling, and then there is struggling, you know. So, so think carefully and be careful if you are going to go down that route. Other than that, there is now, for those who are watching who are already parts of GPMS, and also for those who are members of Cabby who watch these, there is a Divine Collaboration chat, and also there's another chat. I'll see if I can just pull it up now. Where are we? So this is the Divine Collaboration chat. This is for people who are sensitives, who are divine ones on their mission, who are high frequency, who have been doing the work, who metaphysicists, philosophers, people who are, you know, postgraduate, shall we say, in this game, in this story, and require maybe some assistance with some of the more nuanced and subtle aspects of what is occurring at the moment, refinement. But there is also another group, gpms.world Q&A and live stream forum, and that's for anybody and everybody with any question, no matter how seemingly silly or basic. There's no such thing as a silly or stupid question. How basic to very complex, deep, anything. That's big general anything. So make your way over there, make yourself known, ask questions. I'm in the Bangkok time zone, so but I am attempting to be on standby for people there. So reach out either directly to me, Michael Wolfston, or to any of the teams there, and we can have a chat and watch out for open discussions, video chats, that are going on that you can participate in and ask questions and get assistance for. You can always reach out to me individually, personally, but if you just want to chat on a one-to-one basis, or if maybe you're producing content and you would like me to come on and talk about GPMS, talk about other things, just general philosophize, metaphysicize about things, you know. I'm always willing and open to engage with anybody on any level. That's fine, you know. We're all in this together. Let's get it done, and whatever it takes. And also, let's try and, to some degree and level, enjoy it, because this is a special time in human history. It's actually a great privilege and honor to be alive at this time. Even when we are in struggly situations, it's, come on. Would you have rather been in a struggly situation in the 1800s? Or would you rather be in a struggly situation now, at the cusp of the birth of a new dawn, an age of humanity? You know, so we can always be grateful for that. And on that note, I am grateful for you and anybody who watches, especially to this point in the video. So love, light, and gratitude as ever, and we'll speak to you soon. Watch this space.